Violence, LLC, where he teaches people how to reduce the risk of becoming a victim of violent crime and how to defend themselves while attacked. See how he fares during the round robin. He is a 3rd-degree black belt in karate and an NRA certified firearms instructor. Maybe he won't do too badly in the evaluation round. For 5 years, he has been teaching people how to avoid conflict if possible and how to get through an attack, how to get to a safe place without using a weapon if possible. Richard is here today to share with us about his passion for helping victims of domestic violence. Richard Liebespach.
Mr. Toastmaster, thank you very much. And thank you for being here. I'm going to be sharing with you today about passion of mine. That passion of mine is helping people to stay safe from violence, from physical harm, especially helping people who are victims of domestic violence. I have 2 stories I want to share with you today. The first one is about a young lady named Kathy. The second about a young lady named Mia. Kathy comes from a nice family, a loving home. But she wanted to get out of the house. She wanted to be on her own. So she met a guy. His name is Bruce. I didn't say man. He's not a man. While they were dating, Bruce was okay. They got married and Bruce was okay. But shortly after that, we began to know what Bruce was like. Bruce was an alcoholic. He was a drug dealer. He was a drug abuser. And he became a spouse abuser. And things only got worse once Kathy became pregnant. Sadly to say, actually, this is typical. In Kathy's case, she was very fortunate. She had a nice, loving family who came to her rescue. Kathy's mom took her down to Mexico for one of the last quickie divorces that this country recognized for many years. Brought Kathy back home, changed her name, so Kathy could be kept safe from Bruce. I know this story because Kathy is my sister. Mia is not my sister. Mia, what did you do? I told you I wanted that room clean. Now get back in that room and clean it up. Mia had been living with decades of abuse when I met her. From when she was a little child until just about a year before I met her, Mia also had found a man to marry who would abuse her. Most people who are victims of domestic violence, they grew up in a shattered home like Mia experienced. Abused by their parent. They find somebody to do that as an adult because that's what they thought love was. So they find one to do that to them again. Mia, fortunately, her sister was stronger than that. And her sister was able to save Mia, got her out of that marriage, took her in to live with herself, and a year later, I met both Mia and her sister as they came to my karate class. In my karate class, over the first few weeks, I showed Mia just a few simple things. She was too lacking in confidence, too unsure of herself, and too physically out of shape. She was middle age, only about 5'1", very overweight, no endurance. So it took several weeks for me to teach her even the most basic, fundamental things of my karate. But I did show her how to have her hands up. 4 weeks into our training, I mentioned that Mia is a teacher of emotionally, mentally, physically challenged kids. One of her kids, a 4th grader, several years behind in physical development, literally over 6 foot tall, built a whole lot more stout than I am, decided in her greatly challenged mentality that she was going to kill this fellow student. Mia managed to get all the other students out of the room, sent her assistant to get help from a principal. Being a public school teacher, she's not allowed to do anything really physical to the students. She took what I showed her, having her hands up like this, and doing some very basic things. She was able to keep this child from fulfilling her claim of attacking and killing this other student. She came back to class the next night, ecstatic, saying, "It worked. You showed me how to do this, and everything went wrong, but I did what you said, and it worked." It did work, and it was extremely touching. It was the first step in changing how I felt about what I was doing with my karate. It helped me to realize I want to help people stay safe from violent encounters. That passion that I made mention about earlier, that's where it first began. But who can we help? Who are these people? Who can we help? When can they be helped? We just jump in. What can be done? Where can they be helped? Can we do it right where they're at now? Can we need someplace special? Where can they be helped? How can we help? How can I help? I want to, if I'm allowed, be able to help these women. I've shared a passion of mine, and I've asked a couple questions. Will we help? I will help if allowed. How may I best help? Who has the first question? Toastmasters. Thank you for your time.